the Nerdstitute presents Fate of Heroes, a Fate-accelerated system adventure, starring Patrick, Alana, Robert, Chris, and Jonathan as the Game Master.
Hi, and welcome to the Nerdstitute. And this week, we are beginning our Fate of Heroes campaign, and you will learn more about this as we go. However, let's first introduce, what we would call normally our faculty, and let's start with Patrick.
Hey everybody, I'm Webby, and I'm here to be a superhero.
Dun, da, da, da. And Robert.
Hi guys, it's Robert, and I don't know what I'm going to be yet.
And Chris.
Hi guys, I'm Chris, and I just want to help some people.
And joining us is Alana.
Hey guys, I'm Alana. I'll try not to kill anybody today.
Well, that's good, because if you did, I'd be a little concerned. You're just basically starting. Yay! I'm going to come through that mic and get you. All right.
That was fun. All right. Goodbye.
Yeah, we're done.
Thank you. Good night.
And you can find us online at okay.
Did you know it only just occurred to me today that we were actually recording this?
That's good. That's good. At least you realized today instead of tomorrow.
That's probably, yeah, that's true.
That would have been bad, I would suggest. Okay, well, you'd have me messaging you going, where are you? So what we're going to do is, now, we've had a chat about, normally, we're actually using the Fate accelerated system to play this game. If you're not familiar with Fate, I will have Robert explain what Fate is.
Fate is a wonderful RPG game where you get to basically make up anything you want. It's not restricted down to any sort of genre. Your character sheet that you create up has 6 basic stats, and you will have a 6-sided die that has 3 different faces, a minus, a null, and a plus. And depending on how you roll, 0 gives you 0, minus, minus, and plus, plus. The higher you roll, the better your action you do. And so we'll go around, we'll describe the setting, sort of like Inspectors, but it's a little bit more formed. After we come through our first couple of sessions here where we make up the world, make up our characters, John's going to take that, figure out what our overarching storyline is going to be, and then we're going to be put into scenarios where we get to talk about what we want to do, and then we'll roll to see how successfully we are against it, and we'll try and overcome whatever this great story arc we come up with. Right. Anything else, guys?
I was just going to say that the Fate system is kind of... It's a skeleton to which you can build your world around, and it kind of, it's not so much mechanics based. It's more storytelling based, and therefore, people who usually play Fate, they are spoiled because it's all about progressing the story, and yeah. So I'm looking to tell a great story with you guys.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really excites me about this game is it's not sort of the one of my frustrations with D&D is there is a lot of tendency to try and build characters that can hit hard without necessarily taking into consequence whether or not they should hit hard and whether or not a character would have that particular ability if they were, in that role normally. Like, does a cleric really have to be able to do X, Y, Z, or, that kind of thing? I think that's one thing I really like with this system is you're not restricted to, okay, I need to be able to keep up with, the guy doing the min-maxing, and so I better hit hard. You can actually be an RPG role player who plays a role and hit as hard or not as hard as you really want because it's not based off that idea. Pardon me. So
you are pardoned.
Yeah, thanks. So that's where I kind of got excited about this. And to be fair, this doesn't come from me originally. It comes from listening to Major Spoilers Critical Hit, which they had it, and I loved the idea of it. And so ever after that, I've been really excited about it. And so I can install these fine people to join me in trying to play this out and see how it works. And hopefully it works fine. So the first thing that we discussed, and we've discussed it off air, is what genre we were going to play. And after having just a tiniest of discussions, I said the word superheroes, and everybody went, yeah, let's do that. So that's what we're doing for our genre. It's superheroes. However, even within the superhero group, there can be people who aren't necessarily superpowered. So that's one option that everybody has in front of them with their characters. They don't have to be a superhero if they don't want to be. So, but the first thing that we're doing today is we're talking about what the world building will be like. So, I guess the first question I have for you guys is, where should these characters be based out of? What place, location, country do you guys think it should be in?
I'm thinking city. What do you guys think? Just we can narrow it down from there, but
I like city. Does it have to be real or fictional?
No, it can be either one. It can be either one, and it doesn't even have to be in a real country. It could be whatever.
the Pokemon town of Cerulean City.
Yeah. That wouldn't work terribly well. Only because I know nothing about Pokemon. Keep in mind, though, whatever we do decide, you guys have to know something about it, and more particularly, I have to know something about it. So if we pick something that you guys aren't going to be very familiar with, it could make things difficult.
You could just create a fictional metropolis,
Mm-hmm.
loosely based on New York or Chicago or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was going to say too.
Or what? Sorry, Patrick?
That's what I was going to say too. Something loosely based off of something like New York.
Yeah.
Where you have the outskirts and you have different types of areas. Like you have a slum area, and then you have the more uppity scaled.
The uppity scale.
Area and...
I vote we call it New Chicago.
Really?
No.
Yes.
No, vetoed right now. There's nothing wrong with old Chicago.
I mean, sure, I agree.
Somebody lives near Chicago, grew up near there. He might have a problem with that.
Don't worry, this is an alternate. This is an alternate universe. Or we could say New Detroit. It's somewhere in the future where Detroit has been rebuilt.
Can we go with a
that
completely? Yeah, that is RoboCop. Let's not do that. Or if we're gonna do that, let's do Doctor Who and go New York.
What's Chicago backwards?
Land?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, Robert. Oh man.
Well, give me an idea. I think it should be a name that, if we're gonna use a fictional city, let's use a fictional name.
Chicago backwards.
I don't even know how you'd say that. Augustica?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Just like that,
Agag-
Chicago backwards.
Chicago backwards. Weird. Chicago backwards.
Why do we all have to be picking on Chicago?
I
Second
don't
time
know.
this week.
Funny enough, I was thinking Toronto, but there you go. So maybe that's because I'm Canadian, so it comes to mind.
I'll help
Who
picking on
cares?
Toronto.
Yeah, I was going to say the big ass city. I mean, yeah.
The center of the universe.
Yeah, that's right. Our version of New York.
Did you say center or sphincter?
Could be either one.
Dot, dot, dot.
I wasn't born near there either. Anyway. So, all right. So we have an idea that we want to have a fictional city. We have not come up with a name other than Chicago backwards as Chicago backwards. Any other ideas, suggestions, please? Be creative, Chris.
New Townburg.
Townburg.
Winchesterton Fieldville.
Bill, Iowa.
No. Yeah. No.
Or it could be like the Tick, where it's the city.
New
Yeah.
Saint City.
New what city?
New Saint City.
New
Saint. You want something interesting, and so just put Saint in front of it, Saint James or Saint George or whatever.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah, New Saint City. Sort of
It's
yeah.
what do you guys think of Saint Phineas?
And then the police could be the NSPD. Look, it fits.
Oh, it does too. Look at that. Yeah. NSPD. I like that. So I'm typing this all down just into a Google document at the moment.
Okay.
So I am keeping track of all this stuff. So are we going to go with New Saint City then? Is that kind
I
of
like
where
it.
Yeah, it is
like
kind of
it.
cool.
And then we can be the Saints.
Oh, God.
Oh, snap.
Supergroup. The easiest name supergroup ever. Okay, so it's an imagined city. How big is this city?
Massive.
Yeah, it's like huge.
So Megaopolis kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
It's
four New Yorks together with an LA in the center. It's huge. Alright?
Okay, that's a big city.
Yep.
That's a big city. That's basically like the old, what did they call the Boston to Washington version? I can't remember what it's called, but there's actually a name for that, which I don't remember.
All I know is you put supervillains and superheroes in a city and some buildings are going to get destroyed, and that takes time to rebuild.
That's true, and it's got to be pretty big to be able to withstand a few skyscrapers knocking down a few.
And then we have a lot of stuff to destroy.
There you go. Hey, as you're helping, in quotes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking modern times. We're talking like uses iPhones and Androids, that kind of stuff, or are we talking past time or future time or?
I'd say totally modern.
I'd say modern, yeah.
So 2015, basically.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, that's what we know best. Okay. That
But
sounds.
it's alternate timeline 2015, so technology could be as far behind or as far forward as we need it to with wiggle room.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to go like Batman animated series and have like, modern everything except for these cars that are all freaking 40s and that style design? Or
What's wrong?
Yeah,
What's wrong with those cars?
there's nothing wrong with those cars. It's based off the original Batman movie, the Batman movie from Michael Keaton era. So I'm not saying there's anything particularly wrong with it. I'm just saying that's a noir style they used. There's also
The police cars just have that one single light on the roof.
yeah, exactly. They go wow, wow, wow.
It's like the Ghostbusters alarm.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I picture these police officers all driving around like Ferraris.
And they have the old.
Where do we live, Dubai?
Yeah. And then they get out and they're wearing all the old timey police cop things with the super high collar
Yep.
with the big gold buttons. I think that'd be funny.
Like the constable helmets.
Yeah. Come out looking like English bobbies.
Oh, hey, John.
Yo.
Do you ever watch Murdoch Mysteries?
No.
Okay, I'm going to shut up right now.
No, go ahead.
That was a short conversation.
No, because if you don't watch it, it doesn't really make sense. Cause whatever.
Okay.
It's Murdoch Mysteries. I don't it's a Canadian show. It's a CBC show, and it's basically like CSI 1905.
Oh right, okay. It's Canadian CSI, which usually means one cop instead of five.
Yeah. CSI Toronto.
And he's got a magnifying glass and a dust for prints kind of thing. That's his complicated CSI.
It is. It's so charming though. Okay.
Like CSI meets Sherlock Holmes, but everyone's kind of not that smart.
No, I was meaning more about the fact that it's made in Canada, so the money isn't there.
Well, yeah, I was talking like the concept of the show rather than the actual practical application.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, none needed.
Okay, actually, I think the best show that's been filmed and actually produced by a Canadian is probably Orphan Black, I would say at this point, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, I was going to say Street Legal. But...
I'm talking current, not past.
I'm totally kidding.
Then I'd go King of Kensington and really confuse people. If you weren't already confused enough by our really, really insider joke sort of stuff.
Don't worry, the American living in Scotland is just sitting here just kind of quietly twiddling my thumbs over, and I'm okay with this because there's a lot of American stuff that probably goes over you guys' head.
No, it doesn't. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then you guys are jerks.
It's the British stuff that would go over our head if I hadn't lived there for 4 years. But yeah, no, American stuff, we get a lot of American stuff, so that's not really a problem unless we don't have In-N-Out Burger. We don't understand the joy that is In-N-Out Burger, apparently.
Except Bubblers. No one understands Bubblers.
What the hell
I
are
can't
Bubblers?
believe they actually named it In-N-Out Burger.
What's that?
I can't believe somebody actually named a franchise In-N-Out Burger.
Well, yeah, then there's that. I think it's supposed to be like drive-through reference, but that's just my own personal thought.
That's not where my brain goes.
All right, well, we know where your brain went.
Yeah, sorry.
Nerdstitute, guys. It's Nerdstitute.
Carry on, sir. Here to add a whole new flavor to this podcast.
Yay!
Shutting up right now.
We appreciate it, believe it or not. We needed a new one. Okay, Robert, any ideas? You've been quiet, so I'm going to bug you now.
What do you want me to have an idea about?
Well,
Because I'll throw things out there.
okay, well,
There are Bubblers everywhere in the city.
No!
Yes.
What is a bubbler? I don't even know
F
what a
your
bubbler is.
bubblers.
Exactly.
Bubblers. Okay, I'm writing this
Don't
down.
worry about it.
Are in the city.
That's right.
What's
Thank
a bubbler?
Don't worry about it.
I
Let's
want to
continue.
know. Oh, come
Let's move on from here.
To the Googles.
Yeah, give you some Google.
Are they as frightening as furries?
What's that?
No,
Oh,
They're not as frightening as furries?
it's just how people call water fountains in certain areas of the country. Now let's continue.
really? That's what.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Bubbler.
Huh. Wow, I never would have known that.
Yeah.
Now we're all
Blown the line here.
Well, I completely derailed the group with that one.
You sounded so
Hi,
upset
Webby.
about it.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to know why he was so angry, but now it's like.
I thought,
Because it's a northern thing, and anyway,
I
let's
thought it was
continue.
like a chain of strip clubs or something.
I don't know. My mind went to bubble tea, but I'm a little innocent apparently. Okay, interesting. Bubblers. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to use that in some
You guys
answer.
want to go down to Bubblers to get some hot wings?
That's right.
Go down to see some peelers.
Yeah.
It's right next to In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, and this is why I'm not taking this seriously. Okay. I like it. I think that has to be in the city. I think that's what that's what I was going to ask. So where is this city located?
I think it should be coastal.
Okay. So what coastal? Because we have, depending on which country we're talking about, we have at least 3 coasts.
I have no preference.
Like, it's on the coast of Kansas. Just let that sink in for a minute.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking right now, but it does start with F and end with U.
Fire truckoo?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we have one of those. They just opened up in Nashua.
Oh, jeez. So, yeah, unless we're talking the Mississippi, shut up.
I think it should be warm all the time because I'm tired of snow.
Fair enough. And for somebody in New Hampshire, I can sympathize with that based on the fact that we're from Canada.
How about the coast of Virginia?
Okay.
No.
No.
Because
okay.
then there's still, like, seasonal changes and stuff, and...
Yeah, you kind of, you can't have a Christmas episode if it's in California, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other, to be honest.
Because, I mean, Christmas episode would be like, oh, the weather outside is perfectly fun.
And I'm okay with that.
And yet
'cause
people
I
are
hate
still
snow.
wearing winter coats. Having lived in California and seen people wearing winter coats at like 50 degrees. Or for those of us in the real world, 10. Okay.
I'm going to send you a link.
I like that little jab, John.
Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, yeah. I see that, Robert. Have you seen
See
the
nothing.
chat, Chris?
I was only
Oh,
told
yeah,
about
yeah.
this week from somebody else.
Really?
I've been
Yes,
to,
I have
I've
never been to
It's
one.
awesome.
Really? It's in my town. We have one. And it is very much a Hooters for Scottish people. Tilted kilt, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I don't know if it's everywhere else, but I know we have some.
We just actually opened the first one in Nashua, which is a couple towns over. But
Not Nashville, Tennessee. We're talking either, by the way.
No.
Tempe, Arizona. There you go. I didn't even realize that's where it's based out of. Interesting.
Yeah. I'd like to take this chance to thank our sponsor, Tilted
Tilts.
Tilt.
They gave us $40 million to say this. If you believe that, I got another thing for you. Okay, so after that non sequitur of a non sequitur, what were you sending, Alana? Because I haven't actually seen it.
She just pulled up a YouTube clip.
Oh,
It's a ridiculous YouTube clip it's a Jimmy Kimmel clip.
Oh, right, okay. So in other words, don't watch it now, even though I'm tempted to click the link. Okay. I'm tempted. All right.
You can look at it. You can look at it later if you want to.
Oh, I will.
I was thinking of it, so I had to send it to you.
Fair enough. So Virginia, we are okay with Virginia, other than Patrick, who thinks it's too high up on the side.
It's like, if we go further south, then we hit the Carolinas, and I'm from there, so let's not, because it's awful.
Oh, come on, but you could do the accent, and it'd be perfect. Hey, y'all, where are y'all from? See, I can do that accent, too.
All right, let's not...
Virginia is...
Yeah,
Virginia.
I actually don't want to get into too uncosmopolitan South, because then I'm stuck doing the accents, which, I'll be honest, would be ugly. I'd get hate mail.
Why don't we do something like, almost like,
Why does it have to be in America?
It doesn't have to be in America. That's why I said, what country do you want to be in? However, Scotland. Let's put it in balmy Scotland.
But then it's cold all the time anyway.
And then you guys have to do Scottish accents the whole time. That would be so much fun.
Nope, I can't.
So, how about we
I'm
stick...
an immigrant?
Like groundskeeper Willie.
I'm an immigrant, yeah. I'm not from around here. See, my problem is I'd go Welsh, which wouldn't really work terribly well. Okay.
We can throw up out of Glasgow.
So wherever we go, John, you have to do the accents. I choose Egypt.
Shut up. America it is.
China. Let's go China.
Let's go
We
Canada.
can put it in Japan.
I want to see you all do a Canadian accent. There we go. Chris has already attempted this once before.
Okay.
Hey there, up in Manitoba.
He sounds like he's from the East Coast. It's like when he talks, I'm like, all I can picture is some Nova Scotia fisherman.
Actually, I like Robert's idea and putting it in Japan.
Japan.
God bless Newfoundland.
We could just be from different countries. We just happen to be there.
Okay. Yay. I love this idea. Except for, you know what? I'm going to say let's put it in the States because then I don't have to do as much research. How about that?
How about we go for a coast where none of us have ever, like, well, I don't know, ever been there, but, like, where none of us are currently.
What about the West
So
Coast?
let's go, West Coast.
Washington.
Sure.
Yeah, I was thinking,
Sure.
like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Excellent.
Yay, it's actually pleasant and yet still has climate. It's in Washington. Okay.
We all win!
Yay, except for Robert who picked Japan. Okay.
Don't worry, Robert.
I was
we
just
have
throwing
Japanese
things out
people
there.
in Washington.
And that's what we're supposed to do, so I'm good with that. But yeah, I started to think about the horror of me trying to do accents and sounding very racist, which we don't want to do that.
Yeah, this
Okay.
isn't Breakfast at Tiffany's.
No, it is definitely not that. Okay, we've gotten past that. Is there any... okay, so here's the question that I have for you guys. In our lovely New Saint City, or NSC, as we could like to short form it sometimes, what's the immediate issues of the city?
Organized crime.
Organized.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, gang criminals and street thugs.
Okay, is there one major mafia, or is there a bunch of gangs, or how, and what do they do?
I'd say opposing gangs, so they're always at war, which is causing trouble.
So gang war, yeah.
Yeah, we've got the Irish mob and the Italian
Lumberjacks.
mafia.
Lumberjacks, I like that. I think they should be plaid wearing lumberjacks. I think that makes perfect sense. That should be
Yeah.
at least the name of the gang, anyway.
Um,
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. We're all day. And then, of course, we get to the I wear a bra. And I don't know the song well enough to do any more of it, so let's not get ourselves into it.
Chop down trees, I wear high heels.
Panties and a bra. Anyway, wow. Okay. Whew, totally lost.
You guys are adorable.
What worries me is that you might not know where that's from.
So let's just put like a disclaimer that this, show is going to be just completely
off the wall.
Like it just doesn't apply to anyone born after 1985.
That's right. There you go. Yeah, which pretty much, except for I think Patrick, qualifies the other two. I think Patrick is the only other one who would even know the reference. Okay. So, okay, so we got... Are we actually calling them the Lumberjacks? I kind of like that, by the way.
Yeah, it can be one of the games.
Sure, okay. Do they have to be ethnic, or can we just make them sort of generic, non-ethnic?
Yeah. We can have, like, supervillains that have their henchmen and stuff like that. So Mr. Freeze has his ice guys, and the Joker has clown guys. We can just do that.
And they all have beards.
And the Kingpin has his... Okay, they all have beards.
So it's 66 Batman. Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, like I don't know, because in the new Daredevil show, the Kingpin had hired thugs.
Well, yeah, usually mafia people do.
So yeah,
he was also working with other mafia people, though.
That's right.
Exactly.
So okay, so who's the other? Who are the other combatants?
Well, just for Robert, because we're not based in Japan, we could have the Yakuza.
Ooh, I like that.
What's the other one there?
Because there is a lot of...
The Triads?
The Triads.
Or Triads. Do we want to be Chinese or Japanese?
We can do both. They're opposing forces.
So we have the Lumberjacks, the Triads, and the Yakuza. Sure.
I love it.
I cannot...
The Lumberjacks are the guys who walk around with axes over their shoulders, okay?
Yeah.
The only one we really need, though, is the Italian mob, because that's your, they always wear suits and whatnot. It's
sure they
classical mob.
So we have to have an Italian mafia. Are they like sort of the sad sacks of the group?
Yeah, they kind of like sit around eating calzone. And...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not very good anymore, but they like to think that they are.
Yeah.
They don't actually commit crime. They just are really shady about their legitimate businesses.
That's right.
They're kind of the red herrings.
Yeah. So you see these guys going in with black suits and orchestra instruments. You're like, oh, it's the mafia. We're gonna get them, and they're like an orchestra. All right. So okay.
They're always taking people to court.
Yeah, they're. I know what they are. They're internet pirates.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, can we have pirates too?
Okay, sure.
Coastal.
Well,
we are on the coast.
Well, then why don't we have?
They control the harbor.
Yeah, okay. We could actually call them like internet pirates, though, too.
Like tech pirates or something. Or
yeah, tech pirate Roberts.
They're kind of like if you took a Victorian era pirate and actually brought them into like today's technology, what would they be able to do? That type of thing.
Okay, I'm gonna put internet/tech pirates, but they control the docks. So, okay, so to go back to the other groups, then, what are lumberjacks actually doing other than carrying around axes, which sounds really weird, and having beards and wearing plaid?
They're being all hipster and like hanging out at Starbucks and
property destruction. They're
yes.
all about breaking.
Okay, so they're like the anarchist kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're like hipster anarchists.
They walk into bars and they break up all the wooden furniture.
I can't spell anarchist.
And they like all the light poles and stuff like that in the city. Anything that's like a wooden like fixture, they just have to bring it down.
Yeah.
So they just basically hate wood, or they think wood should be on trees, not on buildings, sort of thing.
Maybe it's like a black market lumber kind of ring.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
It's like those guys who go into houses like I don't know, dilapidated houses, and they pull the copper wiring out of the walls.
Oh yeah.
That type of thing. They strip the houses.
Those guys are insane. They'll go into they actually try and go into actual
condemned buildings and stuff.
Not even just condemned buildings. They'll go into freaking straight up electricity places and rip it out of there too. They're nuts.
What are you guys trying to imply here?
That your copper fetish is not good.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Moving on. Okay, so what are the triads up to then?
Fighting with the Yakuza.
Okay, yeah, I figured that.
Over the...
It's a ninja war.
It's like a bad 70s kung fu show every time they get together.
Exactly.
I was thinking like they're kind of having a turf war over the something trade.
How
but
about? I
don't
got
want to make it drugs.
No.
Sushi.
How about this? Well, I was kind of thinking along the same lines, but make it like anime film.
Well, because anime is like a Japanese thing.
No, it is, but there's Chinese anime. Maybe Yakuza was there first.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just throwing. I'm throwing ideas out. You guys are more than welcome to.
They're battling over like control of like the sushi market.
The sushi market, which I don't think Chinese
So
people.
they're working together with they're working together with the pirates to get fish out of the harbor, and they control the warehouses. What do you guys think?
All right.
This is just off the top of my head. Just what do you guys think?
You're a genius.
So which faction is that?
That would be the triads, I'm assuming.
The Triad?
Yeah.
All right.
Triads and Yakuza are battling over the control of the warehouses and like the partnership of the pirates.
Okay. So, and we have the mafia is not really the mafia. Innocent but look guilty, basically. Okay. And then we got the internet.
They're all like retired, but they just take the rap for everyone else's wrongdoing. They actually all live in seniors' homes too.
Eddie, I remember when we used to knock over the fruit stand all the time. Anyway, sorry.
The big mafia daddy is like somewhat senile now, and like.
Hey, it's assisted living, not a senior's home.
Get out. All right, cool. That's awesome.
You can ask me one favor on the day that the kitchen serves rice pudding.
Oh, shit. I love it. Why you gotta do that? All right. Before we get into any more mafia cliche. Okay. So what else is in this city outside of the conflicting things? What else do you see being in there?
Why don't you guys go take Eddie and get him a new pair of shoes?
Some
those ones really look like they're hurting his back.
Some new orthopedics.
Well, you gotta have your police departments.
Yeah, okay, so we got the NSPD,
We need a newspaper or some sort of media coverage place.
Okay, so what is the media coverage in this? I assume it must be a very techie city if we have tech pirates.
Yeah, so the newspaper's probably out. We got like online bloggers. I don't know, isn't that new?
Media is bloggers, okay?
Sure.
We have like the one struggling newspaper called the Weekly Daily. Like they were struggling, so like the daily newspaper had to cut back, and now they're just a weekly. But they didn't want to change all the documents, so they're called the Weekly Daily.
Oh yeah, they didn't want to get a new letterhead.
That's right.
The lumberjacks pushed them out of business because they were wasting wood.
Yeah.
There you go.
Too much paper.
That's why the recycling thing is so big in the city. It's like, just guys, come on, we gotta recycle it. We're all gonna run out of paper.
Well, because paper's really expensive because it's hard to get like wood because the lumberjacks are like hoarding it.
Exactly.
It's all black market stuff. Pay inflated prices.
That's right.
I think there are like Girl Scouts that are like militia, but you could like hire them.
A bit like the Guardian Angel sort of thing.
Oh man, we gotta run around beating up Girl Scouts now?
No, they'd be like more like
They're like
They'd be
pirate
like-
mercenaries.
Yeah, they're like the League of Shadows, but 12.
Exactly. And they're so darn cute, and the cookies are delicious, so you don't suspect them.
Yeah, there you go. And the cookies are laden with explosives.
Yeah. No loyalty, no alliance to anyone except whoever pays them.
And whenever somebody dies, they just go, "I gave him the cookie." Okay.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh man.
We can't be using all our clever one-liners on the first date, you
I
guys.
know, this is not good. This is not
Oh,
good.
don't worry. We're gonna reuse them a bunch.
Yeah, you can be sick of them by the end.
We're gonna recycle them.
Like I said, recycling's big in the city.
Yep.
There's so many gangs. This is like the Warriors.
Can the Warriors come out to play? Guns, and nobody's getting that one. Okay, moving on. All right. Trying to think. Okay, so what about schools or universities or things like that?
They're
Like, think of scene places where certain things would happen.
okay. Well, because the city is so big, I assume there would be a bunch of different high schools. So there would be like the different school districts or whatever. It'd be kind of a different high school or whatever, like every couple streets over.
Right. Yeah.
And then I
You
guess
gotta have a couple colleges, so
Yeah.
that way they're rival colleges.
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so what are the names of them? Give me the colleges, not the high schools, because I think the high schools will be too much.
Okay.
Saint City U.
Saint City.
Or
And
New Saint City U.
New Saint-
yeah.
So it's NSCU.
And then U of New Saint City.
What about the
So
university?
it's
What about the University of Washington at New Saint City?
okay.
So it's like
All right, because it's like, they keep competing over who's the better. It's like no, New Saint City University. No, University of New Saint City.
So that would be like the UWNSC. Yeah, and then the other one would be NSCU. Okay. Do we
And
want to?
one's mascot could be a prairie dog, and the other one could be a groundhog.
And then for the other people who can't afford to go into them, you can have Saint City Tech.
Right.
No, there's like one of them is a meerkat, and then the other one's a prairie dog. They both look very similar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the this UC Santa Cruz method where you do a banana slug, prairie dog, and a meerkat. Meerkat. Oh, I got an idea. Let's say the Saint City Tech is like full of nerdy people, and so they go ironic with theirs. So what would be a nice ironic mascot?
The number
The
5.
hipster? What did you say, Chris? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said the symbol for pi.
Oh, right. I like it. And it doesn't have a name. When everybody asks, it's just like, it's 3.14, blah, 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 blah. That, oh my gosh, that could be their nickname for the team, the Tech City Pie.
Or the team formerly known as Pi.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just a symbol now. Oh, that could be fun. Okay. All right, so in talking about all that, so the one other thing we need to discuss on this episode is what is the pending threat? What is coming down the pike that could be so dangerous it could cause massive destruction or something along that line? Doesn't have to be massive destruction. It could be something completely different. But what's the pending major threat that could affect your characters?
A cataclysm of all of the rival gangs coming together in just one blood in the streets type. What's that one movie where everyone, like, one day a year people like murder and stuff is legal?
Oh, The Purge.
The Purge. It's like one purge like gang war in the streets.
Okay. What about?
Or there could be one supervillain
one-
orchestrating all of them.
I was gonna say you could have one superpowered villain who's trying to bring the gangs together to form one big gang, who will just run the entire city.
I think I just came up with a name for the supervillain.
Not yet.
No?
Not yet. You haven't.
Okay. Okay. I just thought like
Jonathan, did you see Robert's thing in the
I
chat?
did not see Robert's thing in the chat. What happened?
He wants to know if you can share the Google Doc that you're writing up.
Oh,
at all.
sure. Yeah. Give me a second. I will do that. Sorry, Robert. You should just speak up,
That's fine.
because otherwise I'm gonna ignore you, not because I mean to, but because I'm not noticing the chat because I'm busy writing. Share with one person. Okay. Oh, I'm sharing it with Joshua for some strange reason. Okay.
I got your back, Robert.
You're the man. Robert. Chris. Oh. Huh. Oh, it's probably because you're Death the Last. Yeah. Death for it, the last.
well, we're gonna have to cut that now, thanks.
Well, you know what?
Just kidding,
I'm
dude,
cutting
just
this
kidding.
bit anyway, man. I don't have Alana's... Okay, I'm just going to type it. Alana dots. I hope I spelled that correctly. Let me just double check. Oh, whoops. Okay.
This is the part where he spells it out loud, so we have to change our email address.
Yeah, it's joke@notreallyreal.com. Okay.
I'm gonna go email that email.
Yeah, BRB, guys.
I gotta spam some things. I'll be back later. Okay. Yep, I spelled it correctly. Excellent. And I will send that to you. This part will not be in the show because this is boring. Send. Okay, so I've emailed you all a link to it. I hope it went to Alana. I have no idea.
We'll find out soon.
You will find out soon. So, check and see. I have not written any sort of secret-y stuff here because I didn't create any secret-y stuff here. Because until we've actually got this settled in, we don't have any secret-y stuff to really discuss. Okay. So the last thing we need to sort out is pending threat. Once we have that pending threat wrapped up, we have actually done this whole episode.
In addition to trying to bring all the gangs together, they kidnapped Sean Connery. Can't let that stay.
They have him tied to a table with a laser, and he's going, "I want you to die, Mr. Bond." Sorry. Moving.
Oh, well, there always has to be like a nuclear reactor that's about to explode.
Oh, there you go. There's an idea. Nuclear reactor.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yeah.
See, I can make old-time references, too.
Yay. Robert, you got any ideas you want to add?
Hold on. I was thinking of something.
Okay, sure.
Because have we ever talked about the labs at all?
Nope, we haven't talked about any of that, actually, so that's something we could certainly talk about.
Alright. Well, you see, the labs that are in the city, which is the main source of work for all the people who aren't in the mafia or superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
They're all going, and we're gonna have an umbrella corp type thing that's gonna happen, and whatever they're working on is gonna escape and change the world as we know it.
Ooh,
I like that. I like that. So we have an escape lab thing.
An escape lab creation.
Creation. Okay, cool. Alright. So we've got 4 different options here. I guess I could just choose from one and then go from there. But, I mean, do you guys want to narrow it down? Are you okay with, like, 4 different options for the pending threat?
I have...
It's a big city. They're all happening.
Sure.
Yeah, they're all happening at some point or another.
That's true. See, the thing of it is, the great thing with this is I could use all of them as sort of storyline stuff, but it is kind of cool. So, sure, we could do that. Alrighty.
Could I like share the name that I thought of for the supervillain.
Sure, you can share it.
Because it's gonna burst out of me like an alien.
Okay.
Okay. It's this female supervillain named Killjoy. And yeah, I'm kind of taking a page out of Joker's book there, but she's kind of the one bringing together everything and like, yeah.
Okay.
So her name's Killjoy.
Is it one word or two?
It's one word.
Okay, so Killjoy. Okay. Alrighty then.
Okay.
I
Thanks.
think that works for me. How about you guys? Is that good enough for now? Is there
Yeah.
anything else you guys wanted to add before we go on? I haven't got a name for these labs. We'll have to figure that out eventually, but that's neither here nor there right now. Okay. All right. Well, then, if that's the case, how about we wrap this episode up?
Okay.
All right. We will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
There we go. Oh, okay. This podcast is a part of the Nerdstitute network of shows and is affiliated with Distractions Media. For more information, please visit distractionsmedia.com